Hello and welcome to the No Nonsense channel, where our mental health is today's modern wealth. Have you ever been in a situation when you were interested in someone and you think the feelings is mutual only to discover that they weren't? It would be hard to discover that they were not interested in you because they show signs of being committed. They give you the impression that they are interested in you only to discover that they have hidden and selfish agendas. That's what you call breadcrumbing. Breadcrumbing is a type of emotional abuse. It involves control and manipulation. Breadcrumbing is when you lead someone on romantically through social media, texting, or calling. Like how Hansel and Gretel being tempted onwards to their doom by the witch. It basically means being strung along, but nowadays with the help of modern technology. The breadcrumbs are messages and gifts in order to keep someone interested in you, even if they don't actually like them or even have any romantic interest in them. Many people are not conscious of their behavior, but most are, and they deliberately do this to string others along. But whether people who breadcrumb do it consciously or unconsciously, it is still an emotionally manipulative dating tactic that causes a lot of hurt to the person which is being led on, with no hopes of the relationship ever materializing. If you're still unsure and unaware of what breadcrumbing is or think it is happening to you, some tell signs are they go from hot to cold, not being consistent with communication or interaction. Their messages are ambiguous, they're always non-committal, and do not like to get specific. They often phrase things in such a way that gives you hope without committing themselves to anything. There's no substance to your communication. You may have deeper conversations every now and again, but their messages are normally fairly shallow and generic. They don't make any genuine effort to really get to know you. They throw breadcrumbs at you through different channels. They don't respond to your texts, but then you will see them on Instagram and Facebook liking your posts, or either you will see that they have watched your storyline on Facebook. That keeps them on your radar and keeps you from moving on and forgetting about them, so they think. They don't make you feel good about yourself. When you get a message from them, it may make your heart race and give you a feeling of excitement, but it doesn't make your heart glow. They only compliment you to get what they want, but do not actually do it to boost your self-esteem. They booty call you, wanting to do late night hypes. They make you feel as though everything is your fault, although the problem is really entirely theirs. It makes it feel down on you. They pick you up just to drop you back down, which wears on your self confidence. They can't commit to a date or even you for that matter. If you ask them what's going on between you two, they dodge the question or they will say they don't want to put a label on things. It's valid though not to want to put a label on things if it's combined with the other behaviors that are listed on this list, but they probably just don't want to commit to you. They're only interested in sex. When they see you when things get to physical really fast and nothing more. The reason why people breadcrumb people though are they don't want to commit or they are afraid of commitment. They may genuinely like you but have commitment issues. They don't want to spend their time and energy on you so much. A person may breadcrumb you in order to keep the investment as small as possible, whilst leaving the door open to seeing you, sleeping with you, and to one day probably committing to you. They aren't prioritizing you or the relationship. It may be that that person isn't looking for anything serious right now. They are dating multiple people. Breadcrumbing is a way for a person to keep their options open. They use interactions to boost their self-esteem. So when a person throws a few breadcrumbs down for you to follow. They are receiving a much needed boost of their self esteem every time you reply back. They don't like to feel alone, so whenever they feel a bit down, they may send out messages to various peoples in hopes of getting replies back from them that will in turn make them feel better about themselves. And they have a scarcity mindset. They prefer quantity over quality. They feel the more the better. Here are a few tactics to deal with the breadcrumbers, though. Suggest a date at a certain place in time because most breadcrumbers like to keep things virtual. Change the way you reply to them normally. Just if you normally follow their lead, switch things up. If they text you at night, wait till the morning to respond back to them. If they cancel on you, be sure to let them know that that is not okay, or accept it for what it is. If things are just physical between you and you're okay with that, well, that's brilliant with me. Adjust your expectations and just have fun. Tell them how it is, directly asking questions why. If all else fails, just say goodbye. If you find that you are being treated unfairly and it's taking a toll on you and making you anxious and questioning your self-worth, then that means it's time to say goodbye. Once you make your decision, stick to it and pay attention to yourself and start loving on yourself. If the breadcrumber feel that they need to reinforce the bond in their partner's mind, they may go all out and become romantic and emotionally available for a short time. This is especially true if the partner makes it clear that they are unsatisfied with the way that things are going. Then the breadcrumber will up their game for just long enough to convince the partner that the relationship is going to get better. This is a tactic often used by narcissists who may occasionally throw their victims the proverbial bone of love and affection in between periods of abuse and manipulation. This confuses the victim enough to keep them coming back despite the actual treatment they endure. If you realize you're being breadcrumbed, you can break this cycle by hanging out with other people instead of the breadcrumber. Respect yourself. Always tell yourself you deserve better. Know your worth and then add tax plus gratuity. And don't settle for breadcrumbs when you know that you're the whole loaf. And thank you for stopping by. Could I please get you to like, subscribe, and comment? Thanks.